This FAQ Monday is sponsored by Keeps. Well, hello, and welcome to another FAQ Monday. There it is. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt for coffee. Coffee takes precedence over you guys. I'm sorry if I had to choose between you or coffee. It's gonna be coffee. First question: if you could choose one amp company to make you a signature head, who would it be? Oof, I don't know. I would be leery of having a signature amp, for one, because all of our tastes change. I always have gravitated towards, traditionally speaking, rectifier 5150 tones, but in the last year or two, it's been kind of modified British stuff. And that's what I have kind of dialed in with my Helix for Dragnetter's guitar tone. One amp company, I don't know, man. I wouldn't want it to have a bunch of bells and whistles, right? Like, I don't want onboard effects or, an onboard noise gate or something, or built-in overdrive or anything like that. It would probably be Orange or Friedman. And ideally, I don't know, maybe it would be like a mini-ish head, but it would have 6L6 power tubes. Now I'm thinking about my signature amp, like, but I don't know, like with the signature amp, it's tough because I wouldn't want my name on it, really, because when you put your name on it, I've seen too many times with the companies I've worked for, that's the Tony Iommi amp. Well, if it was called just a regular amp, it probably would do much better because no matter how big you are pigeonholing yourself by calling it your signature amp, right? So, a good middle ground with that train of thought is the Double J, right? It's the Jerry Cantrell signature amp, but the Double J, it's not just called the Jerry Cantrell Friedman. It's called the Friedman Double J. For example, that's marketing. That's my marketing brain speaking. But I don't know. Yeah, Orange or Friedman. If I had to do a signature amp, I don't know if I would though, because no one's buying amplifiers anymore. But second, I don't know if I'd really want to commit. I don't know. But yeah, I'll stick with Orange or Friedman. What's an album you would really want remixed and or mastered? There's two that instantly come to mind when I think of like something. I'm like, oh man, songs, killer, check. Mix, the first one being Parkway Drive's Deep Blue, one of my favorite albums of all time. But the mix isn't great. The kick drum is like 12 dB louder than everything else. It's kind of hard to listen to, but the songs are so great it doesn't even matter, right? Like the songs are some of the best of Parkway Drive's entire career. That's just my opinion. But Parkway Drive Deep Blue, I'm gonna get a lot of angry comments for this next one. And Justice for All. I would really love to hear some bass parts in there. I have heard the in Jason for All with the bass mixed in, and it sounds so good. And he played his ass off on that album, and we don't even hear it in the official release. I would love to hear that remixed, just for the bass part. Leave everything else and just put a little bit of bass guitar in there, and it would be so sick. Yeah, those are the two that I can think of off the top of my head that would really like. Yeah, those would benefit greatly from remixing. And I know Metallica's thought of it with Injustice for All. They have thought of it, but they don't want to tamper with, history. So they just leave it to be remastered and get it loud like a modern record, which is fine. Yeah. What would you have remixed down in the comments? Let me know what you guys are thinking as far as albums that you would want to have another crack at. Traditionally speaking, when you were talking about men's hair loss, you were talking about a one-way road. For example, my grandfather completely lost his hair when he was 25 years old. I can't even imagine, although I'm not doing that great myself. However, it is stable. But at age 25, man, I would be shocked. And that used to be just a kind of a shoulder shrug conversation. However, Keeps has changed all of that. 2 out of 3 men will experience some kind of baldness or hair loss by the time they're 35. Unbelievable. But with today's technological advancements, Keeps makes it nice and easy to combat those effects. Keeps has really changed the way that baldness has been dealt with. Traditionally, you would have to go to the doctor, sit in the waiting room, get checked out, and then get some kind of prescription, then go to the pharmacy, and then wait in line for your bald cream. And it was just, the whole thing was just a little embarrassing. But with Keeps, you get to skip all of that. You get to skip the waiting rooms, you get to skip the lines in the pharmacy. You can get a prescription right from the comfort of your own home, and then just wait, and then it'll come to the door. Now, prevention is key. Keeps treatments are up to 90% effective at reducing or stopping further hair loss. Now, if you want to find out why Keeps has more 5-star reviews than any of its competitors and why over 100,000 people use Keeps' monthly services, you can start now for just $10 a month. But if you go to my link, keeps.com/fluff, you get 50% off your first order. That is keeps.com/fluff for 50% off your first orders. You're welcome. Have any suggestions for some good quality flannel shirts? In fact, I do. I've only recently discovered Dixon Flannels. I'm not associated with Dixon. I don't know anyone at Dixon. I just spend a lot of money on their flannels. It's Dixon, Dixxon. I will link down below in the description if you guys want to check them out. But they do kind of like these limited runs. So they'll do like a Voorhees flannel, which is like a Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th. I just ordered the Freddy Krueger Nightmare on Elm Street flannel, and it was like 35 bucks. Some of the regular runs are more like in the $50 range. However, they custom make their own flannels, and they're like anti-wrinkly. Like I literally, this has been sitting in a ball for, I don't know, for like a week. I hate to say it, right? But like, it's awesome. And it's so comfortable, and they're not slim fit, because I am not a slim dude. I'm just a big dude, and these are not for emo kids. These are for men, right? So these are just, I don't know, I can't say enough good things about them. Worth every penny. They have small details like, you know, they'll have a button on the collar so your collar isn't all jacked up looking. You always look nice and fit at all times. I just love these flannels a lot, and these are honestly the best flannels that I have ever had in my entire life. I have like 5 of them. But yeah, I'll link down below in the description. I highly recommend them, and they run good sales from time to time as well. What do you think of the EHX Metal Muff? I like the Metal Muff. I used to have maybe I still have. I'm gonna be right back. Be right back. Haha! You know what? I do have one. I totally forgot. Oh yeah. I think they made several different kinds. I believe this one is the original version of the Metal Muff. This is, I remember really liking this pedal. I've honestly had this pedal for a really long time. Oh man, I forgot I even had this. First world problems, I know, but I love pedals, I love overdrives, and I love buzzes, and I collect them kind of. You know what? I will make a video with the Metal Muff. This is a great pedal, and I remember really liking it in front of a pretty clean amp. I first tried it out at my friend's house about 10 years ago, and I was like, this is insane, because it didn't sound like a regular Big Muff. And I don't know the differences. I couldn't tell you anything about it other than I really loved the sound of it. I haven't plugged this in years. So, you know what? I will make a video of the Metal Muff just for you. What do you think about the orange Dual Dark as opposed to the Mesa Boogie Triple Crown? To be honest, those are pretty different amps. The Dual Dark is very crunchy. It's very British. It's very orange sounding. The Triple Crown is kind of a mix between a rectifier and a Mark Series amp, and it has more channels and more, has MIDI, has more bells and whistles. The Dual Dark is a really cool amp, although that's just my personal opinion. Tony, current singer of Dragged Under, former guitarist of Rest Repose, he hated his, and he ended up getting rid of it. It didn't really sit well with the mix with our stuff. I had a rectifier. It didn't sit well, but that might have been his cabinet as well. Before he got the orange cabinet, he was running some other cabinet. I can't even remember what it was. But yeah, the Dual Dark is pretty crunchy. It's gonna be a high gain amp, but it's gonna be lots of things going on at the top end. The Triple Crown, a little bit more versatile in my opinion, a little bit better cleans. It's just a personal preference thing. If you're trying to doom, get the Dual Dark. If you're trying to do like, you know, rock band cover thing on the weekends and then want to get a little heavy with the boost in front of it, get the Triple Crown. Either way, they're both really good amps. But Triple Crown was so good. Would you use the orange Pedal Baby 100 with the Helix rack in Sin 2? You certainly could use the orange Pedal Baby. In Dragged Under, we use an HX Stomp into an orange Pedal Baby for a power amp to push the orange 810 cab, and it's wonderful, and it sounds huge, and it is so loud, and I love it. So there is that. With the Sin 2, with the modular rack synergy stuff into the Helix, with the orange Pedal Baby setup, that would be a very, very versatile setup. Very, very loud, not super heavy. Yeah, the orange Pedal Baby is like an unsung hero, I think, because it's not Class D power, it's Class AB power. So you're getting that full orange, in a nice small-ish package, like, you know, 1.5 rack mount or something like that. But yeah, you could do that. Or you could go with the Matrix GT1000 FX like I have. Or, I mean, there's a myriad of options. But yeah, the orange Pedal Baby, I highly recommend that piece of kit. It's really, really good. And now, Fluff reads a tweet. Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, am I right? My suggestion to you is to check out the new Fit for an Autopsy album, The Sea of Tragic Beasts. Fit for an Autopsy are really good friends of mine, and they have released what I think is an absolute masterpiece. Everything is heavier, and the riffs are just, oh, they're so brutal. If you like brutality, just straight over the head brutality, then listen to this album. It's just incredible. I love it. And also we get a new mix reference because Will absolutely killed this mix. It's one of the best in the heavy game by far. All the applicable links down below in the description. You've been wonderful. I've been Fluff. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Wow, another video gone by. Hope it was pretty good. I mean, it's probably pretty good. But if it wasn't, awkward, right?